Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next review of the next episode review of Zombieland Saga Revenge, episode 9, the Saga Incident Part 2. And like I said, I also enjoy this episode. I think Part 1 and Part 2 have been the best episodes I've seen, because it gets me thinking now. But before I get into that, though, okay, before I get into that, there's two things I want to talk before I get to the episode. One, about the preview. How it shows that the reporter or the journalist is finally talking to Kotaro, maybe discussing about on his angle about the girls being zombies. That I'm looking forward to. Let's see how that's gonna play out. And number two, so it's now we're now in June now, my birthday month, anime month. So I'm uploading my animes now, my anime reviews, and also like I said before, I have something I'm gonna be uploading to, like little just short videos that I've been, I just came up with on my own, and like I said, I just made these for fun, see how these things will play out though. So, but like I said, they're only about 30 seconds long, and a little series of things because it just got me thinking, right? I decided to make these for the fun of it. So hopefully I'll pull up one after this one. So hopefully you'll like them though, and you'll probably just get the idea, right? So, yeah, what happens if this was this, basically like that. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be looking forward to those little series of videos I'll be putting up though. So, hey, little fun ideas. So, but yeah, and we've got about the preview for the next episode, how that plays out with the reporter and Kotaro, But anyway, getting back to the episode of part 2 of the Saga incident, this makes me more, because it made me think that Zombieland Saga, right? Usually it's like you thought first like it's a zombie, idol thing, like a little bit of horror in it though, but it has comedy stuff into it though. But with this here, with part 1 and part 2 of these back to back, it just made it more. This made the series more like a drama, basically. That's why how I perceive it. Yes, this part 1, part 2 is making it more active, more like a drama. Because how with Kichi, he back in the let's say going about Yuguri's backstory. How about what was her backstory before she died, right? Before she got brought back. Well, continuing afterwards, Kichi still who wanted to bring the saga back, right? And there was this friend that was acting a little bit shady, which actually it didn't turn out to be how I thought it would be. His guy Ito. Turns out he wasn't that all too much of a scumbag, honestly, which I thought I would, given how he just gave him that little shady presence he had at the previous episode. So, but how now is it? He was more. You get more of his grandfather, which actually, really enough, now that I think about it now, going back to the present, which you see at the end of this episode, in the present, where Yuguri goes to this bar where she hangs out a couple of times, right, drinking, right, and you see that there's this old guy, the bartender there. Really realize that old guy, the bartender, is actually the grandpa. I just think that he used some of that zombie magic on himself. That's how he was able to live for that long. I was like, hey, now that it was since they cut, because we see him in the previous times, right? A lot of times. But since they get this background story now, you can realize that grandfather who did use the zombie magic, right? That's him now in the present as a bartender. That's how he's able to use a little bit on himself to make him live that long. So that was like, okay, that was pretty neat. Because you see Yuri, even sometimes Kotaro goes there a couple times, right, for a drink, right, and the old guy is there. It's like, oh, so okay, that was the grandfather. Okay, for Kichi's grandfather. But so that made kind of neat, and Yuguri. Well, first of all, Kichi sees, because he was going back with he has a little pack of guys about this whole thing that they want to take this to use violence and all this, but Kichi's one of them. But then at the same time, Ichiro is telling him this is still a childish dream of his. He's being an idiot though, and saying that they're telling him Kichi how his way's not going to work, right? And he gets bent out about it. bent out of shape about it though. But Yuguri, gives him some advice and encouraging words, and then when he goes back to try to fix it, he sees all of his comrades about to go to war, which, well, not really war, but just use violence, we'll try the other way. But then Icho takes them all out, and Kichi sees this, and then Yuguri steps in, right? He was gonna, because he was gonna fight Kichi, but then Yuguri steps in, right? And then when the police arrive and they run away, and Yuguri gives him a letter, to basically keeping his dream alive, how he believes in him, and Kichi Kichi didn't want to leave her, because he liked her, and because before that, the three of them, Ichiro, Kichi, and Yuguri, they went to a photo store and they got a photo together, an old photo together. And what you do see that in the modern, at the end of this episode, in the present, where Yuguri goes to the bartender, you can say Gramps still. You see that old photo still behind him, so shows that he is the grandfather though. And you see that well, I'll get to that. I'll get to the ending in a second here, but so Kishi liked her, but he tells her to go meet some old acquaintances of hers that they'll protect him. So he leaves, says goodbye, and he leaves. Then Icho goes and sees Yuguri's on by her own, and they both draw each other's swords, and Yuguri beats him. And he's dying and saying, because it basically secretly, Icho, he wanted Kishi to make his dream come true. Basically, secretly, he didn't, even though he said he was acting childish and all that though, but he wanted his dream to succeed, basically, before dying. And then and afterwards, sadly, Yuguri, she gets the blame for this. So, and ultimately she gets beheaded. So that's how she died, and that's why you see throughout the whole series of this. That's why you see that she has that scar around her neck. That's because she got beheaded back then. So that was sad, I mean, the other stories, like from all of our main characters from Front Shushu, how their deaths were tragic, but Yuguri's death was sad, but at the same time, like a noble sacrifice, basically, because I think her death was more of a noble sacrifice, because with this, since she got the blame for it, Kishi went off and he did accomplish his dream of saving Saga, right? That's why it has been carried out from all the times until Kotaro is doing the same thing, and I thought what Yuguri, what she did was, like, say, it was sad though how she took the blame. She made herself get the blame for it, and then ultimately gets her head cut off though. But she did this so that which it did succeed, because Kichi ended up succeeding. Basically, he went on to save Saga, and then till later on down the line, until the next generation, whatever, because I think this until when Kichi passes away, till the next generation does the same thing until Kotaro does. And with his grandfather, how he's able to live for so long after all these years, because he used a little bit of that magic on himself. That's why he still almost remains the same. And he's at the bartending with when Yuguri comes in, and see that old photograph behind them still. So, yeah, but Yuguri, I enjoyed her, because I like all of her characters though, but she's been the one who's been the most mature out of all the group of Front Shushu. She's been more like the oldest and the more mature of the group, and especially for her being a legendary courtesan, which proves she did be a legendary courtesan. So, and it cuts back to the present, like I said, with Yuguri going to the bartender, Gramps, still alive, drinking, and he even asked her, like, how do you like this era? Which gives the implication right there that that is still the same Gramps who used the magic on himself. That's why he's still alive, and that's why he's asking her about this era. How are you liking this era now? So you get that implication right there. and she's smiling, and Yuguri's smiling, and then before we go back to the bartender, they do Franshushu does another concert, which I really enjoy this concert. Well, the song I did. The song I really enjoy, check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out. I really enjoy that song. That is definitely the top three. If I admit for this season, the three songs I liked. One was one I think I liked what I said before. They played in episode 4, and this song. This song I really did enjoy. It was a really good song, and I like how the way they were dancing, and Yuguri is out on the lead singing basically. And of course, we see our like I said before, the characters in the audience that I mentioned before. They're in there watching still. So yeah, the song I really did enjoy, and the way they're dancing with the animation, like I said, was good, and how the way they're dancing was good, and the song I really did enjoy the song. So then afterwards, when Yuguri was still talking to the bartender, saying, "How is this era? How do you like this era?" And she's like smiling. So and you see the old photograph again. So yeah, Saga Incident Part 2, I really did enjoy. I think because it just makes it seem like this series is not more just like a zombie comedy, a little bit of horror into it. This actually has a lot of dramatic moments in this series, including the first season had dramatic moments too. So, but this one, especially this season here, especially with this two-parter here, this definitely made it more. I was like watching a drama. So this show, this series, the whole series altogether, Zombieland Saga, does have very good dramatic stuff in this, especially part 1 and part 2 of Saga Incident. Especially we want to describe Yuguri's backstory, So yeah, I really enjoyed seeing how back then the part 2, like how saving the saga, how it got started, from back then with Kichi, basically Kotaro's ancestor, you can say. Including Gramps that was still alive until the present, through the present. So I really enjoyed both of these episodes. This has been the best I've watched so far. And let's see how it was important of saving Saga was important. And how all the stuff that changes throughout since those times. It was really well done. Really did. And as I said, Yuguri I enjoyed, especially finally getting her full backstory explained and up until her death. And of course, so back then you didn't expect that something was going to go wrong. Of course, nothing was going to run smoothly. Of saving Saga was going to run smoothly. Something was bound. I knew something bad was going to happen. Of course. But yeah, so Saga Incident Part 2. And it makes me. And we also since season 1 was only 12 episodes, and this one was probably gonna end with 12 episodes as well. I'm not sure though. I can't say for sure, but the way things are going, I'm not sure if it's gonna end just abruptly like that though. But if not, maybe they're gonna implicate we'll throw in a third season. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe a third season will be applied. Because, like I said, we can't say for sure until the last episode. They'll see how it will end. So, but yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. But this I really did enjoy. Until the next episode, like I said, how it's gonna play out with the journalist or the reporter confronting Kotaro. Hopefully explain what's happened with the girls. See how that plays out. So I'm looking forward to that. And like I said. Anime month is still continuing on. We're uploading more anime reviews, and like I said, the little videos I'll be putting on. So hopefully you'll enjoy those. But like I said, these little videos, like I said, I just all of a sudden just came up, and I just made them just for fun. So hopefully you'll like these little videos. You'll get the concept once you see the first video, So yeah, but. Zombieland Saga Revenge, Episode 9, Saga Incident Part 2, really good. Good song. It was the good song playing at the end, the dancing too, and then how the whole story, how the whole thing played out, how saving Saga was important. So yeah, but thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video for more Anime Month. Later.